Psychology of people who hate themselves but are kind to others. Hello and welcome. Have you ever met someone who seems endlessly patient with other people but incredibly cruel to themselves, someone who forgives mistakes they would never forgive in their own life, listens carefully when another person is struggling, and always seems to know exactly what to say when someone feels worthless, yet the moment they make one small mistake their inner voice becomes colder than anything they would ever say out loud? They may comfort a friend by saying that nobody is perfect and everyone deserves another chance, but secretly believe that their own imperfections make them difficult to love. They may remind someone else to rest, eat properly, and stop being so hard on themselves, but when they become exhausted they call themselves lazy and force themselves to continue because they believe slowing down means failing. From the outside this can seem confusing because kindness is often connected with confidence and self-love, but the truth is that some of the kindest people are fighting a quiet battle against themselves. They do not always treat people gently because life treated them gently, and sometimes they become gentle because they understand exactly how painful criticism, rejection, and loneliness can feel. Imagine someone who learned early in life that being useful made other people happy. Whenever they helped, stayed quiet, solved problems, avoided conflict, or made life easier for everyone around them, they received attention and approval. Maybe nobody directly told them that love had to be earned, but over time they began noticing a pattern because when they were calm and easy to deal with, people stayed close, while moments of sadness, anger, need, or failure often made them feel ignored, criticized, or rejected. Slowly they began believing that their value came from what they could give instead of who they were, and as they grew older kindness became more than a personality trait because it became a way to feel safe. Helping others made them feel needed, listening made them feel valuable, and understanding everyone reduced the risk of conflict or abandonment. They became the person everyone could rely on, the person who answered late-night messages, remembered important details, stayed patient during difficult conversations, and helped other people feel less alone. But underneath all of that kindness there was often one quiet fear, asking whether anyone would still want them around if they stopped being useful. That question may never be spoken, but it can influence almost every relationship because people who secretly dislike themselves often become extremely aware of other people's emotions. They notice small changes in tone, uncomfortable silence, tired expressions, delayed replies, and signs that someone might be upset, so while other people move through conversations naturally, they may spend the entire time wondering whether they said something wrong or disappointed someone without realizing it. Because they know how painful rejection feels, they try to make sure nobody around them experiences the same pain. They remember birthdays, answer messages when they are tired, apologize even when they did nothing wrong, and give people more chances than they should because they understand what it feels like to believe that you are not good enough. The difficult part is that they often give other people compassion they refuse to give themselves. When a friend fails, they see the entire situation, including the pressure that person was under, the problems they were facing, the effort they made, and the simple fact that every human being makes mistakes, but when they fail all of that understanding suddenly disappears. Instead of thinking that they made a mistake because they were tired or overwhelmed, they tell themselves that they always ruin everything, and instead of admitting that they are struggling, they decide that something must be wrong with them. Their mind uses completely different rules depending on who is being judged because other people are allowed to be tired, confused, emotional, and imperfect, while they feel as though they must constantly prove that they deserve a place in someone else's life. This is also why compliments can make them uncomfortable. When someone tells them that they are kind, talented, attractive, intelligent, or important, they may smile and say thank you, but inside they immediately search for a reason the compliment cannot be true. They wonder whether the person is only being polite, whether they do not know them well enough, or whether they would change their mind after seeing the parts they try to hide. Positive words are difficult to accept when they conflict with an identity someone has carried for years, so when a person deeply believes that they are unworthy, it may feel easier to trust criticism than kindness. They can recognize value in almost everyone around them while believing that they are somehow the only exception. Sometimes they even feel guilty when people care about them because receiving support creates discomfort. They are comfortable listening but uncomfortable being heard, and they may spend hours helping someone through a difficult moment but immediately say that everything is fine when another person asks how they are doing. They convince themselves that their feelings are too complicated, their problems are not serious enough, or everyone else already has enough to deal with, so instead of asking for help they continue giving while slowly becoming emotionally exhausted. Eventually kindness can turn into self-neglect because they agree when they want to say no, stay in relationships where their needs are ignored, and forgive behavior that continues hurting them because setting boundaries feels selfish. They may confuse understanding someone with accepting everything that person does, so they explain harmful behavior by saying that the other person had a difficult past, is under pressure, did not mean it, or simply needs more patience. Those explanations may sometimes be true, but understanding why someone hurts you does not mean that you must continue allowing them to hurt you. People who dislike themselves often expect less from others because part of them believes they do not deserve more. They stay around people who give very little because even small amounts of attention feel valuable, accept inconsistent treatment because asking for respect feels demanding, and blame themselves for being too sensitive whenever something hurts. The strange thing is that they would never give the same advice to someone they love. If a close friend described the exact same relationship, they might immediately say that the friend deserves honesty, respect, consistency, and better treatment, but when the situation belongs to them they create reasons to stay because losing another person feels more frightening than continuing to lose parts of themselves. This reveals something important because self-hatred does not always sound like someone openly saying that they hate themselves. Sometimes it looks like always choosing other people first, never resting until everyone around you is comfortable, apologizing for having needs, accepting disrespect because being alone feels worse, and slowly becoming invisible inside your own life. None of this means their kindness is fake because their compassion is usually very real and helping people may genuinely make them happy. The problem begins when kindness becomes proof that they deserve love because healthy kindness says that you care about someone while self-sacrificing kindness may quietly say that you hope doing enough will make you valuable. These behaviors can look almost identical from the outside, so the real difference appears when the person cannot help. Do they still believe they deserve care when they are tired, unavailable, confused, unsuccessful, or struggling? Can they say no without feeling like a bad person, receive support without immediately trying to repay it, and make a mistake without turning that mistake into evidence that they are worthless? For many people, learning self-compassion feels uncomfortable because they have mistaken cruelty for motivation. They believe criticizing themselves prevents failure while forgiveness will make them weak, lazy, or irresponsible, but constant self-hatred rarely creates healthy growth because a person who believes they are never good enough is not moving because they feel inspired and is often moving because they are afraid to stop. Even after achieving something, the relief may last only a few moments before the mind creates another standard, another goal, another flaw, and another reason they have not earned the right to feel proud. Healing does not begin by forcing yourself to believe that you are perfect because nobody is perfect, and pretending that every negative thought is false may not feel believable. Healing may begin with a quieter question by asking why you believe that you deserve less patience and kindness than everyone else. The next time you make a mistake, imagine that someone you deeply care about made the same mistake and notice how quickly your language changes. You probably would not call them useless, remind them of every failure from the past, or tell them that one bad decision defines their entire identity, because you would listen, understand what happened, and remind them that they are still valuable. The compassion you give so easily to other people is not something that was created only for them because it belongs to you as well. You do not need to become less kind to others, and you only need to stop excluding yourself from your own kindness. You are allowed to rest before you completely collapse, set boundaries without becoming cruel, need support without becoming a burden, and make mistakes without treating yourself like an enemy. Caring about yourself does not take compassion away from anyone else, and when kindness no longer comes from fear, guilt, or the need to earn love, it becomes healthier because you can support people without slowly abandoning yourself. So if you are gentle with everyone but cruel inside your own mind, remember that the voice criticizing you is not automatically telling the truth, because it may simply be repeating lessons you learned during moments when you were trying to survive, belong, avoid rejection, or keep people close. Those lessons may have protected you once, but you do not have to carry them forever. You have spent years understanding other people's pain, forgiving their mistakes, encouraging their progress, and reminding them that they deserve another chance, so maybe it is time to offer some of that understanding to the person who has stayed with you through every difficult moment, and that person is you. Thank you for watching. Take care of yourself, remember that kindness should include you too, and I will see you in the next video.